everybody, and welcome to my very first Source SDK tutorial. Today we will be going over how to install your Source SDK and how to use the interface of the Hammer World Editor. First, you're going to want to access Steam. If you don't have Steam, you can just go to steampowered.com and download the client. To install the Source SDK, you're going to have a Source-enabled game such as Half-Life 2 or Counter-Strike Source. Go to the Tools tab and find Source SDK and double-click on the link to download it. I already have it downloaded, so I can just jump right in. Alright, now this is the window that will pop up whenever you double-click on Source SDK. As you can see, it has a lot of options, including creating a mod and a face poser, but we will only be focusing on the Hammer editor. As you can see, it opens up and as a full window. To start a new map, click File, New. As you can see, a big black box and 3 boxes with grids in them pop up. The big black box is where your map will be rendered real time, and these 3 boxes with the grids will contain all the lines and vertexes that your map will contain. Now, before you even start making a map, make sure Snap to Grid is on. It usually is by default, but just in case, always check. Now to start off, we will be going over the block tool, or brush tool as many call it. To use this, just simply click on it, it's right here, the big cube, and drop and drag. To create the block, just right click and go to create object, or you can press enter, but I prefer it that way. Now next, if you want to view it real time, just click on the camera tool and click anywhere inside of the box. Now you may notice that it's black. That's just because I'm inside of it. Now as you can see, it is fully 3D. If you'd like to change the texture on this box, you can go to this little button right here, or on mine it's right here, but I just prefer to go to this pop-up sheet, and you can click browse and you can run through all the textures. Let me just find a good one real quick. Let's try this one. Now, it looks all weird because there's multiple sides to it, and it looks like it's repeating itself a lot. To fix this, just click on it, and click Fit. Now, since it's large, it's just going to look very weird, but obviously you can adjust it to the size you want it to be. Now, the Selection tool. So the Selection tool allows you to do, well, select. You just click on this, and you can resize it, like so, and then move it, like so. Now, the Entity tools allows you to place things that do more than just stand there. Like, it will pop up as a terrorist spawn, which is this little guy right here. But if you double click on it, it can be anything you want it to, such as a light, or anything like that. As you can see, it turns into a light bulb, and you can place that anywhere you want. There's also an overlay and decal functions. The overlay allows you to place little decal things on your blocks or brushes, and allows you to resize them. The difference between decal and overlay is an overlay you can resize and spin it, whereas decal you cannot. The clipping tool does exactly what you think it does. It allows you to clip the item and cut off little pieces based on what you like. It's useful for making stairs and ramps. And also, if you just want to cut away a hole in the wall. Alright, now to manipulate the camera, my desired way is to just hit the Z button and move around with the WASD keys and look around with the mouse, almost like you're playing a video game. Some people prefer to click the camera tool and use the grid spaces as their spot to where they can move it. Now the dot represents where the camera is in your map, and the red line represents where it is pointing at. I do not like this because it's time consuming and it can be inexact. Plus, just pressing Z and flying around feels natural, and it's a lot faster. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys how to apply decals and overlays. First, before you even think about applying the decal, you need to select a texture that will support it. To do this, go to the filter in the textures area and type in decal. Now, you're going to get a very long list. If you want to shorten that list, just after decal, type in sign or something like that. Right here, I'm just going to pick a really quick one. This JM Glasscoat will work. Now, click this big block with the target sign on it, and it should appear like so. As you can see, it looks like it's a part of the wall, when it really isn't. The thing about decals is you can't resize them. If you try to, it'll just move it to another area. Now keep that in mind. Like right here, it messed it up and it just went into the object. But that's the thing about overlays. Overlays, like this one, will resize and will automatically stick to the surface. Don't worry about the glitchy blackiness, it'll go away soon. And if it doesn't, then it should go away whenever you compile the map. There you go. And it should look like that, and you can resize it to anything you want. Now, the difference between the two is obviously one can be resized and one cannot. Now, these can both be pretty useful because decals, when you don't resize them, they look fine and they don't get blurry or anything like that. But overlays, if you try to resize them, they can become blurry textures, and you definitely don't want that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and I will be posting more soon. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.